That card was absolutely sensational. The highlights from the prelims were Bianca Basili taking less than a minute to submit Melina Corora in a women's strawweight submission grappling contest. Absolutely sensational performance. Hope we get to see more of her, maybe even for a grappling title. Then, of course, there was the lightweight contest as Ahmed Madumba submitted a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu champion in Aparoso. That was just an incredible performance considering how Aparoso was coming off of a great win earlier this year. Can't wait to see more of him in the lightweight division. Now it's time to break down the main card. Mark versus Kwon Won-il was the banger that everybody thought it was going to be. Both men traded on the feet for the first round. Mark was able to give Kwon some problems with his looping shots, but Kwon was eventually able to take over with his distance, pace, and precision striking, with his reach proving to be a problem for Mark as the rounds progressed. An ill-advised takedown attempt caused Mark to lose and Kwon to get some good TKO to get a third-round finish. I think a good next fight for Kwon Won-il will be a fight against Bibiano Fernandez. It's going to be very interesting, and it'll help him get back to the title picture. There was a flyweight MMA contest between Sung Hoon Woo and Yu Wakamatsu. The fight started out quickly with Wakamatsu taking over with some nice kicks and combination work, but Song was able to eventually get the advantage with his big looping shots, and he was able to land a couple powerful punches on Yu that rocked him pretty hard, and he was able to finish Yu in the first round. Absolutely incredible performance by Song. I hope that he gets to fight Reese McLaren next. I think that would be a very explosive fight and a very fun one to watch on the feet. In the middleweight contest, you can tell Okami didn't want anything to do with Ong La on the feet. Okami kept on shooting takedowns that were not set up very well and kept pulling guard on Ong La. Eventually, his poorly timed takedowns got the better of him, as Ong La was able to perfectly time a knee and finish him off with ground and pound. It's awesome to see Ong La back in one of his best performances to date. For Ong La, I think he should fight either Daniel Zainalov or Shamil Abdullayev. Both of those matchups would be entertaining considering that they're both strikers, and Ong La wouldn't have to worry about the takedowns too much. It would be Ong La's request to get back to the title picture, and it would be very entertaining. Can't wait to see Ong La back in there. For the lightweight fight between Sajid and Shinya, the fight started out on the feet with Shinya throwing some decent kicks, but Sajid was able to corral him into the corner and land a good right hook that dropped Shinya. Sajid was able to show how good he was at grappling by basically just crunching Shinya into the corner, making it unable for him to do anything off of his back. Sajid was able to win via ground and pound. This is hands down Sajid's best performance, and I can't wait to see him fight Christian Lee. It's just a question of when the two will meet instead of if. It's going to be a fantastic fight between those two. Then there was the heavyweight Grand Prix kickboxing final between Azapor and Kriklia. That fight was a barn burner to watch. Azapor started dominating later in the first round and got a first round knockdown on him. And it was just incredible to see. I did not imagine that Azapor would be able to do that to Kriklia. But Kriklia was able to compose himself and able to use his boxing and really brutal knee to knock down Azapor and finish him off with strikes. Kriklia is just one of the best kickboxers on the planet right now. I don't really imagine anybody can beat him just because unless they have like the power and bizarre style of Azapor, they're going to have a hard time landing on him. I think what should be next for him is maybe fighting Rade Opacic or going down to light heavyweight to have a rematch with Stoico. But it was a fantastic fight, and I recommend you all go watch. Then, in what was probably the performance of the night, Petchtanog Petchfergus completely shut down Hiroki Akimoto. Petchtanog had really excellent counter strikes. He worked the body a lot. The knees and the kicks were beautiful. They set up and they completely shut down a lot of what Akimoto was trying to do. The combination work and speed that Akimoto normally presented was nowhere to be seen. Absolutely sensational performance by Petchtanog. I'm glad that he got the victory there. As for what's next for him, he should probably fight either Felipe Lobo or maybe even move it over into Muay Thai, which would be very exciting to see. The best fight on the whole card, I'm going to have to go with Kriklia versus Azapor just because it was so wild and back and forth, and just the shock knockdown was absolutely sensational. And as for the performance of the night, I'm probably going to have to go with Petchtanog. I alluded to it when I talked about the fight, but just a sensational performance by him. Great job. He deserved the title victory there. That's all for Shower TV Productions. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like and consider subscribing. Make sure to comment how you enjoyed the card and what was your favorite fight. This is Shower TV Productions, and I'm out.